Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to African Prime Report TV, your trusted source for in-depth news and analysis from across the continent. I am your host, African Prime TV, and today we are diving into some major developments shaking up Nigeria's political and social landscape. We have got a packed 30-minute show for you, from the Senate's shocking rejection of a key electoral reform bill to the ongoing sit-at-home tensions in Anambra State. Stay tuned because we've got expert insights, historical context, and some thought-provoking questions at the end. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button right now to join our growing community of informed viewers. Don't forget to like the video if you find it valuable, share it with your friends and family, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Your likes, shares, and comments are the only way to support our platform and help us grow. Thank you so much for being part of our journey, and please watch this video all the way to the end. You won't want to miss our engaging wrap-up. Let's get started. Our top story today in Nigerian Senate rejection of a bill that would have made a real-time electronic transmission of election results mandatory. This decision has left many Nigerians disappointed and calling for urgent changes to the country's electoral system. Let's break it down simply. The bill was designed to ensure that election results are sent electronically and shown live as voting happens. Imagine voting being updated instantly on a public website or app, so everyone can watch the results come in real. This is already how things work in many strong democracies around the world, like the United States, the United Kingdom, several countries in Europe, and even Turkey. Experts say this system boosts transparency, makes elections more credible, and helps build trust among voters. Nigeria hasn't always had modern voting method. Back in the time of former President Goodluck Jonathan, leaders started pushing to move away from the old manual ballot boxes. Those traditional systems have been blamed for problems like vote rigging, tampering, and long delays. To fix this, Nigeria introduced the bimodal voter agitation system, or BVAS, which was meant to be a stepping stone towards fully digital elections. As Africa's biggest democracy, many people feel Nigeria should match this global standard. The bill actually passed its first, second, and third readings in the National Assembly. That's like getting approval in multiple stages. But in the end, the Senate said no. This has made a lot of citizens angry. They see it as a big missed chance to make democracy stronger and help people believe in the voting process again. For years, activists and people on social media, think Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, have been pushing for better elections. Folks like commentator Randy Peter have been loud about it, saying Nigeria needs to follow international best practices. They argue that fair elections are key to keeping the country stable and helping it grow. The backlash didn't stop at online posts. On Monday, former president candidate Peter Obi, who is eyeing a run in 2027, led a protest right at the National Assembly in Abuja. He was joined by his supporters and well-known activist Aisha Yusuf. The group gathered at the entrance, chanting slogans and holding up signs demanding transparency and credibility in elections. They specifically called for the approval of real-time electronic results transmission, which was a main part of the electoral amendment bill. Security was tight during the process. Officers from the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and other agencies were there with patrol vans, keeping an eye on things to make sure everything stayed peaceful and no laws were broken.
Simple transmission. It's not a difficult thing. Allow the elections to go through the normal process. Whoever wins will accept. So why are you bringing all sorts of confusion?
I want to ask you, practical question. Last week, they protested, and last night, the Senate issued a statement saying that they are going to have an emergency plenary sitting tomorrow. Doesn't that make a difference?
That's what we are trying to make sure they make that difference.
So are you coming here tomorrow to protest as well?
No. When they sit tomorrow, after they are sitting tomorrow.
But the political parties are lagging behind. It's as if it's the Nigerian situation that is working. They are working towards this action.
We are working. We are doing that. That's what it's good you have seen me today now.
It's the first time for everything. Let's just get on that side with people. Amechi.
Yeah, we'll stay with you. Let's continue to have a
Nigerian people, you are the real distinguished Nigerians. Yes. National Assembly, your landlords are here. Yes. The peoples have come to the People's Parliament. Yes. Why are we here? Our vote must count. Our vote must count. What is your message to Akpabio? Akpabio! Akpabio! Then Kalu, committee members, Simon Lalong, Adam Soshomole, the thinking Gibe, Yara Dua, Sayaki Dixon, Leta Finone, all of you, pass the bill. Are we killing now? Are we bandits? Are we terrorists? What do we want? Pass the bill. Pass the bill. No Toriki. No Toriki. Yes, that means the whole lot like that. Fabio, Nigeria people, you are the real distinguished Nigerians. These are honorable Nigerians. What do we want? Our vote must. Our vote must.
As the debates range on, Nigerians are insisting that real electoral reforms are crucial for trusting democracy. With more pressure from the public, the calls for tech-driven, transparent elections are getting louder. Will the lawmakers change their minds? We will touch on what analysts think later in the show. Shifting gears to another pressing issue in Nigeria's southeast, the sit-at-home order in Anambra State. Even though there is been an official cancellation, things aren't back to normal yet. Here is the situation today. In Onitsha, a major trading hub, shop owners and traders are still refusing to open their businesses. This comes after a viral video from the indigenous people of Biafra, or IPOB, where they officially and permanently called off the sit-at-home in the entire southeast region. Sit-at-home started as a protest movement, but it caused a lot of economic pain, with markets shutting down on certain days. Despite the cancellations, tension is still very high amongst residents. People are scared of the unknown. What if there are violence or attack? Many say the main problem is the lack of strong protection from the government. Without clear security measures or reassurance from the authorities, folks are playing it safe by staying at home or keeping shops closed. These fears has gripped the community, affecting daily life, businesses and even schools. Residents in Anambra are hoping for more government action, like increased police presence or community dialogues to build confidence. But right now, the uncertainty is keeping things on edge.
Today bụ Monday. Today bụ Monday bụ 9. Today is 9 now. Today Monday bụ 9. Over everywhere. Achimasi onye ọbụla pụtaba afịa. Achimasi onye ọbụla pụtaba afịa. Onye ọbụla fanekwa na ahịa dị si ọchanja na ka ọ dị. Onye ama ebe a na everywhere dey dry. I'm not going to portray today. That's my say. I got that. I have to on Monday. No matter now, no pain over that. If you go see on your brother, but I'm fair. I want actually portray. Like everywhere the people come Monday. Monday, I'm gonna go out of it. Yeah. See, I see now. See everywhere. Today for Monday. Yeah? Today for Monday. I saw you put a back. Yeah? But it's here now. No change. Everywhere. Yeah, but you up with it. No change. Tabo on Monday. I see you put a back. I want to end this. Yeah? None of my Dana, I'm praying you. I want to say, I'm going to market. I'm going to go there, but I'm about Tata now. I go back where see, now, see shop. You euro. Any kilo, this.
It will be empty.
So, what are analysts saying about these two big stories? We've gathered views from political experts, security analysts, and commentators to give you a balanced picture. On the electoral bill rejection, analysts like those from think tanks in Abuja are calling it a major setback for Nigerians' democracy. They say rejecting real-time transmission keeps the door open for old problems like rigging and mistrust. One expert pointed out that without this tech, Nigeria lags behind countries like Kenya or Ghana, which have embraced digital voting tools. They warn that this could lead to more election disputes and instability, especially with 2027 polls coming up. But some analysts defend the Senate, saying there might be concerns about tech glitches or cyber threats in a country with uneven internet access. Overall, they agree public pressure, like P2P's protest, could force a rethink, but lawmakers need to prioritize trust-building reforms. Shifting to the seat at home in Anambra, security analysts are highlighting how deep the fear runs, even with IBOB's cancellation. They say the government's slow response is fueling the tension. Expert knows that without visible protection, like more patrols or community outreach, residents won't feel safe. Some analysts link this to broader issues in the southeast, like unresolved grievances and economic hardship. They predict that if the government steps in quickly with dialogue and security boosts, things could normalize soon. But if not, the sit at home could drag on, unofficially hurting local economics even more. In both cases, analysts emphasize that Nigeria needs stronger leadership to address transparency in elections and security in regions like Anambra. These issues are connected. Fair election could help solve regional tensions over. That's our 30 minutes deep dive into Nigeria's electoral drama and Anambra's lingering fear. What do you think, viewers? Is the Senate rejection of the bill a step backward for democracy, or are there valid concerns? Will the sit at home finally end with more government support, or is the fear too deep-rooted? And how can Nigeria catch up to global standards in elections while tracking regional insecurities? Drop your answers in the comment section. We love hearing from you. Remember, watching to the end. Liking, sharing, and commenting is the best way to support African Prime Reports TV. If you enjoyed this, subscribe now for more updates and hit the bell for notifications. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your support in our growth. You are what makes this channel thrive. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe. This is African Prime Report TV.